What about you? Have you had taken away any life lessons from weddings, or like how is it to kind of like pollinate along with like, I know it's like a very big question, but how have you dealt with losing?
So yeah, I guess you got a chance to talk about like what happens after the loss and like after you managed to internalize it. But it's also really important. Another thing that you end up learning is how to handle the loss, like kind of in the moment. So I used to get really salty at net play.
Oh my God, yo,
of course.
the net play salt.
Yeah, net play salt is the realest of salts.
There's nothing worse than like, not only do you lose, you lost because the game didn't read that you blocked or broke the ground. You're just like, are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just like, no, it would not be pretty. And then eventually you kind of learn, it's like, okay, that's net play, whatever. You can learn to distance, net play from like actually what happens offline. Net play is just kind of like a sandbox where sometimes, I don't know, a rocket gets flung at you as you're building a costume.
I actually like that. It's just a sandbox.
It's just a sandbox.
Playing, but you hit with a rock, and that's life.
Whatever, right? Some kid flung like some sand in your face, and then I can't see, and then you just lose. But yeah, that happens. But then also notice that like when you're playing offline against people, sometimes the stall starts to creep in, even in casual, it can happen. And then it's what helps me is just like to turn and make it fun, right? So to say like somebody keeps DPing me or like dragon punching me out of a jump in or something. It's like, oh yeah, you think you're so smart, you're gonna keep DPing me all day? Yeah, how about this? And then you start doing the counterattack thing, and then it turns into like a rivalry. And then the salt kind of turns into the motivating factor of the thing, and then both of you guys are like heated, and then it turns into like something fun, right?
Meta.
Yeah, the meta turns around that.
He knows that I know that he knows that I know that he knows.
Yeah. And then once you do that, once you like learn how to like you're not always gonna be able to do this. It's difficult, but like when you learn how to convert the salt into like some other emotion, something more productive, something that like
to focus
makes it easier to focus, or makes it even a bit more fun, or adds a little bit of sauce and narrative into like whatever you're doing. I think that's like the most ideal way that it can turn out. Obviously it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you're just like, you put all these hours in, everything goes wrong, and then you're just like, c'est la vie. That's life, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I had a really bad losing streak like this year, even with tournaments. I would go to like US tournaments, just drown.
Oh yeah, I remember you were telling me about that before. You're thinking of, did you switch to Raven, or are you still sticking to?
No, that didn't pan out.
Okay,
every time I try, it just doesn't work. So I have a really bad losing streak this year. And then I'm just like, every time you come back from a tournament, like you say, you're just thinking like, hey, am I even playing this game right? When am I bothering? Everybody just bothering me. But then like, you sit down there and then you think about it a little bit. And it's like, you know what? I mean, yeah, I would like to improve. I'm going to keep trying to play at my best. But I'm going to also like acknowledge the fact that sometimes things will just not line up. I'm not going to get enough sleep. I don't know, whatever happens. And then go in there with the purpose of just having fun first and foremost, and showcasing what you're learning rather than like
being fixated on results, or like as you're saying, numbers.
The numbers, yeah. So eventually, like we said before, the results will come, and the numbers will follow when you start improving yourself. Eventually, that's just how it naturally is. People get better, of course, the results follow. You don't chase the results and get better. It's like a product of that. The results come as a product of your, getting better.
Yeah.
That's how I always saw it. But yeah, that's sort of my take on how you would deal with salt.
Okay.